Hello, nerds. Welcome to GeekBeast, part of the Geekish Network. This is your daily rundown of geek news from geeks like you. If you're new to our show, we cover the geek news beat and we share our opinions. I am your host, Chuck, and with me, I got two amazing hosts with me tonight. I'm so excited about this, you guys. Y'all don't understand. I got Centel, who's longtime starting host. Say what's up, Centel.
Hey, I'm over here showing off my fake muscles. I got dad bod syndrome. Hey! What's going down, man?
Dad bod syndrome. And I got Rakai, you guys. The newest of the hosts for GeekBeast. Say what's up to people, Rakai.
Hello, Governor. Look, if you got dad bod, then I must got granddad bod, because I don't know. Like, I'm over here fluffy, but not puffy.
With that being said, you guys, it's Friday. So Friday, I'm going to ask, what are y'all drinking? What y'all drinking on tonight? What you drinking on, Centel?
Oh, this is a little bit of margarita. You know those pre-made joints, though. I ain't like mix it up myself because I'm lazy. But yeah, man, you know, a little tequila. Help
nice,
get the day
nice. Tequila on a Friday. Going up on a Friday?
Oh, man. Hey, man, we in go mode. At the bottom of this glass, all bets are off.
And the funk came in from the chat and said, I got this canned mimosa from Aldi's. They're making canned mimosas.
Hey, Aldi's doing it like that now?
Aldi's doing it like that. And Rakai, what are you drinking on? What are you drinking on?
This wonderful Elijah Craig, I think it's a single malt bourbon, straight on the rocks.
Woo.
Listen,
Woo.
it's turned me up, but I am kid free, at least tonight. Hey, by the time we get off this show, I might just pass out in this chair. Like,
that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Keep your drinks flowing. And for y'all, everybody wants to know, I'm drinking the clear elixir known as water. I know.
Boo this man.
I know. I get it. I only drink with one person, you guys. Only drink with one person. And we all know her, and she makes a splendid drinks on GeekBeast when she's here, and that's Summer Punch. If Summer Punch makes me a drink, I'll drink it. Because she said, if you don't drink my fucking drink I'm making you, I'll kick your ass. That's basically what she told me one day.
Yeah, see, when you said that, I thought that was going somewhere completely else. I was like, oh, you only drink with one person. I said, that includes getting naked. Okay.
I was like, yo, do tell, huh?
Yeah. I was like, that geek is a beast.
Me and one person drink together.
I was like, that geek is a beast. Oh, yeah.
Y'all so stupid. No, not at all. Not at all.
I know. I wish it was sexy time by the time I get rid of this.
It may be. You never know. Bourbon on the rocks. I may have to run out of the room and get my bourbon and give me some bourbon neat. Bring it in here and have me a little sip. It ain't gonna kill me. But But we're gonna get into the news today, guys. I'm gonna start this first story. Apple is bringing side loading and alternative app stores to the iPhone. The big news is that third-party app stores will be allowed on iOS for the first time, breaking the Apple App Store's position on the sole distributor of iPhone apps.
Now,
And you can sign.
isn't that the argument and the lawsuit they just got in with Epic about
Epic,
Fortnite? Yeah. So
mm-hmm,
that was the whole point of
mm-hmm.
it, or was that the whole point of it, or was Epic's not only about the side loading but about the um revenue stream and how it's going?
It
Because
is. Apple still gets a piece of the revenue stream, even
Oh
with
yeah,
the
Apple gonna get
with the even with the second apps, but it's not as much as going through the Apple Store.
So this is like a first step into a much
Uh-huh.
broader world, right? That's pretty much what we're saying. What we're seeing right
like
now.
other app stores can come on. It says Apple still plans to keep a close eye on the app distribution process. All apps must be notarized by Apple. So it's basically like, the Nintendo seal of approval, but it's Apple's version. And distributed through third-party marketplaces is still managed by Apple's systems. Developers will only be allowed to distribute a single version of their app across different app stores, and they'll still have to abide by some basic platform requirements, like getting scanned for malware. So that's Apple's biggest thing. They're like, look, right now we have a very low virus count in our ecosystem. When the virus is hit, we control it and give an update within 24 to 48 hours usually.
And see, that's the thing that I'm kind of happy about. I know Apple takes a lot of flack for making sure they get theirs before you jump onto their platform. Greed's gonna run, but the thing where a lot of people, when they transferred over to a Mac based system, to an Apple based system, a lot of times the big selling point was for the simple fact that you don't have to deal with malware and viruses on the same level. You still do, but it's not on the same level as a PC, right? And this thing is very precious to me. So the last thing I need is somebody coming in here gumming up the works. It's Apple themselves already gum up the works. So I can understand them being sensitive about, listen, be mindful of what you put on here. I'm happy that they're running checks and balances on that end. I do want people to get paid and get their money, but it shouldn't be the wild, wild west on something that is as sensitive as this. So I get
because I don't know, I don't have an iOS device. Is Fortnite back on Apple, or are they still off?
They're still off right now. I think they're still off. I think they're still off. Hold on.
Like a opening salvo thing to repair that relationship between them and Epic and get them back on there, you think?
Yeah, they'll be back on, probably. They'll be back on. Because Apple wants that revenue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Apple wants that revenue.
It's big.
I think it was what we were talking about earlier, Chuck.
Oh, the folk
Right?
wrote in the chat. Fortnite's returning, but only in the EU.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
But remember
starts the
what we were talking about earlier, Chuck, about how YouTube and Netflix app is not going to be on the Vision Pro.
It's not going to be on the Vision Pro. Yeah.
And so maybe this is the olive branch for them to be like, hey, okay, we're opening it up now, so let YouTube and Netflix come to the Vision Pro, because I think YouTube and Netflix and those guys are using that to be basically like, no, you're screwing with us over here, we're gonna screw with you over here. So maybe it's like finally they're like, yeah, we can't be as a walled garden as we want, so they're gonna try to play nice.
Yeah.
Because if you're cutting off Netflix and YouTube, why would you do that? That's
Yeah. They're not.
Wow.
They're not
Netflix and YouTube said we're not coming.
Oh, they're just saying they just don't want to participate whatsoever.
We're just not coming. We
That
know
sounds
you
like
want us.
Sounds like a hater
You want
move.
us, but we're not coming. It is. We not
that's
coming.
different.
But the crazy thing about that is, even though they're the biggest out there, that also is an opportunity for somebody else to slip right in there.
Yeah.
I don't know who could slip right in there, but I mean, if YouTube and Netflix say they're not coming, somebody else,
That's a big loss, though, man. Like, YouTube is the world's largest media platform. Like, and it's not going to be there. That's a huge L.
YouTube's saying, Netflix said you all will not have enough install base with that $3,500 headset for us to even think about doing.
So what do they just like hustle them for money? Is that what the holdup is? I'm catching up.
Your install's not going to be there. That's what they're claiming. Your install base is not going to be there. How many of those $3,500 headsets are you going to sell for real? We want to see that to be millions of people before we decide to make a custom
That's kind of
application
gangster.
to
Yeah,
go
that's
onto
what I
your
was gonna say.
headset right now.
Yeah, that's
We just made
Because
13 million people this past month on our
yeah, because you'd
platform.
have to make a custom app to go
Mm-hmm.
on there to yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like just a
Wow.
regular app like on your phone. You'd have to make something
But
custom for that.
I wonder if they're going to stop it if since Safari's in this in the headset, I can go to Netflix on Safari and watch a movie via Safari. I'm going to my Netflix, log in my account, boom, got it right
Yeah,
there in my Apple Pro.
yeah, because that's just a browser. So
It's
you
just a
go into your
browser.
browser.
Mm-hmm. I
Okay,
can still go
so
through my browser. So that's
okay.
interesting, right? That's
Yeah.
really fascinating.
Yeah, because
Okay.
then you could log into Netflix and YouTube with no problem.
No problem through the browser. It's just not a custom app built on it. Where
Okay.
Disney had came in from the beginning. Yo, Apple, we're gonna do a custom app. We're gonna put 3D characters in your room with you.
Yeah.
But Disney's the one that's lacking in the streaming wars. YouTube and Netflix are not lacking at all.
No.
Yes, Disney's, you know what I'm saying, reaching out to try to get every advantage that they can.
Yeah, yeah,
That makes
yeah.
sense.
But speaking of Apple saying,
Mhm.
"Hey, we'll let you have different stores," they got another lawsuit coming up right behind that because of this. Apple Vision. So Apple's bringing sideloading. We already know that, right?
Okay.
We already know that. But also, Spotify's like, wait. We're going to take you for extortion. We're going to take you to court over extortion because you're kind of taxing us right now. You're
Ain't
kind of
that the
taxing
pot
us.
calling the kettle black though? Like as
It
much as
kind
you
of is.
extort
They're like,
artists, you
they're like,
really
yeah.
you really forming your mouth to say that as much as you are extorting artists. What? That's now that's high comedy.
Spotify says the new tax will hurt developers, especially if they're offering apps for free. From our read of Apple's proposal, developer would have to pay this fee even if the user downloaded the app, never used it, and forgot about it and deletes it. So this is what Unity was doing. Unity was doing this too. Unity did this exact thing where they're like, look, we know you have free apps. Y'all get people free games. So what we're going to do is we're going to tax you developers for every time somebody downloads a game. And the developers are like, you out your mind. You out your mind. And so that scared everybody. So Unity had to walk that back and apologize on top of it and make amends because people look all game developers gave a high eye to Unity, like, what are you really doing? Apple's doing that to now apps. Look, hey, this is what we're going to do. I think Apple's going to walk it back. I think they're going to walk it back.
I mean, it's their largest competition to their music app, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, wow, I just think it's funny how Spotify complaining about extortion.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
Because they stored all the artists on their platform. They give
Like,
they give Joe Rogan all the money. They give Joe
fractions and
Rogan.
fractions of a penny per play.
Yeah.
And they're talking about extortion. Woo.
And I understand that, right? Because I understand the math, the equation of it all.
Mhm.
$9.99 a person. If I sat there and had Spotify playing all night, even when I'm sleeping, all those artists got to get some form of the $5, probably the $4. So I'm pretty sure Spotify at the $9.99, Spotify's taking $5 or $6 of that,
Yeah,
and
but
then they saying $4 is for the artist, and they had to split it any way they want.
raise the prices on the people that buy ads, because I'm sure the largest part of their revenue stream is probably from their free version where they're paying
Running
for ads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's your problem. Increase the market share for the people that want to run ads on your platform.
They will increase the ad cost, but they'll take more of the cut off the top of it.
But you know me, man. I'm always gonna side with the artist, man.
Me too.
I'm always gonna side with the
Me
artist.
too.
I'm sure they have a very good mathematical marketing reason as to why it is.
No, it's a bad reason. It's
No.
greed. It's greed.
Yeah, that's it.
It's greed. It's greed.
That's it.
as a developer, I understand how these developers feel and these
Mm,
artists feel. Like, dude, kids today will fast forward through 7 songs, listen to 20 seconds of each song, and
mhm,
spend will listen to my song for 3 minutes. Why do we all get the same split off of this?
mm.
I should get more. I should get more. They listen to all my songs, not just
Uh-huh.
not just the introduction, not just Drake
Yep.
on the intro.
Yep. And they can't. The analytics don't are not tracking that. They're tracking. Oh,
Mm.
Okay.
But like Chuck says, somebody got to pay Joe Rogan.
Yep. So like I pay Joe Rogan.
So
So last bit of Apple Pro. Now I was mentioning the Disney story. I kind of jumped over a little bit. So Apple and Disney announced that the Vision Pro will have 3D content from Disney Plus at launch. So it's gonna be in 3D. You know, you see 3D. If you ever seen AR glasses before, AR has amazing 3D. The in-real glasses have really good 3D. It's not like the 3D you see in the movie theaters, but it's better. So they're gonna have stuff in the beginning, while Disney Plus subscribers will get a special animated screening environment to accompany them. Screening environment. So I figured they have 3D characters in the space. You know, Mickey and Pluto, and they'll probably join you. Maybe Walt's head in a cryogenic chamber or
right.
something. They'll give us something. Uh, what are y'all's thoughts on that? Of all this Apple news, what are your thoughts against all this Apple news?
Well, I think like when you're about to bubble, the wolves are gonna come, sharpening their
Mm-hmm.
knives.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably still just the beginning. You think it's crazy now. Wait till the actual visor actually drops, and you're gonna start seeing people come really out the
yeah.
woodworks.
And the thing is, right now it's all conjecture. I think if something pops on there and
Mhm,
makes this a must have item, because right now I think it's priced out of being must have. It's
Mm-hmm.
completely priced out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but if something pops on
mhm,
there, and really, as far as marketing goes, if you have enough product placement, you have enough not even influencers but celebrities that tell everybody that they got to have one. People start getting one regardless of the price.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Well,
yes, Rodney, you're absolutely correct. Yes, once you have 3D and all that you need in the porn space with
yeah.
Yeah.
the
The
Vision
corn,
Pro,
corn. You
Oh
that's
have to
yeah,
say
yeah,
actually
yeah.
corn. You have to say
scary. Like
corn.
you're gonna
You have
be,
to say corn.
you gonna,
You have to say
huh?
corn on that YouTube corn. Corn
Oh
space.
yeah,
Corn.
that's right, corn.
But you know what though,
Yeah,
there is a bit of a brilliance to its price point being as high as it is. It's absolutely ridiculous for us, the consumers. But the thing is that if you are, well off enough that your disposable income can purchase a $4,500 headset after taxes, uh, you're more than likely not going to give it a bad review. I fully expect all the reviews to be absolutely like blazing good. Like this is the greatest thing we've ever seen because people are going to want to justify spending that money. Whereas if
Mm-hmm.
you have a lower price point, people are gonna be a little bit more honest. Be
Yeah.
like, it's just okay, maybe, this, that,
Mm-hmm.
and third. But if you're dropping 4 stacks, 4.5 stacks, it could just be static that you're looking at. You're gonna be like, yo, this is the greatest stat I've ever seen in my entire life.
yeah.
So
It
it's
was in
probably gonna
HD.
be, yeah. I'm just saying you're gonna have to take the
Hmm.
reviews when they come back with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that's why you gotta look at other people. And I can't remember what his thing is, but Marcus or whatever, people who probably got this set for free and will give an honest review. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of other people that will give an honest, no holds barred review. But I think that for the most part, you're right, Centel. Like people are going to tell you that it's great and it's the next best thing to sliced bread, but I still
Uh,
can't. I can't. Even if I had it like that, I can't justify the purchase right now because it's kind of like it's kind of like Netflix and them said, you know what I'm saying? Like what is your install base going to be like? I have to think about what is it that I even like to do that I would want to do that much in a headset like that.
yeah. Yeah.
Now, if that's like being at home and being at the IMAX movies or whatever, I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? If I get a movie experience like that and I got some great headphones in and I feel like I'm at the cinemas, but I'm at home in my pajamas, that might be worth it. But after that, I don't know. Like,
Yeah. After having that, They said
Yeah.
it has that. It has that
Yeah.
experience.
I heard
But
up to
it's
a 100
interesting.
foot screen,
It's
potentially up to like
interesting.
a 100 foot screen. If you're looking out
Yeah.
into the distance, it would be the
Yeah, 100 foot
equivalent of that 100
screen.
foot
Yeah.
screen. That's crazy.
But you know what? You know what's even crazier?
Yeah.
Apple
What?
lifted the restriction on Game Pass too. So
What's that mean?
GeForce now is like a game streaming system that comes with Nvidia.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
streaming on iOS. So it's gonna be in that headset. They're gonna probably make something for that headset. So I can have my Xbox controller with the Game Pass
Mm-hmm.
potentially playing Xbox games for 19.99 a month. Any game that's out.
Wow.
All this shows right here with this right here. Now this is big to me.
This is
Only
big.
because with the power of Nvidia GeForce, the Game Pass, and it
Xbox
it
Cloud
almost
Gaming.
this actually leads into our next story then, right?
Yeah, it does. It will go into our next story.
Yeah, because
So,
that's what I was gonna say. Like Microsoft were very cryptic, and they said in the last big, reveal that they had that they weren't even considering that they're at war with Sony anymore. They're not in the
mm-mm,
consoles war
mm-mm,
anymore. That
mm-mm.
they're in the realm of going
Platform.
like home entertainment type, you know what I'm saying? Like more, towards a PC, but really transforming what the Xbox experience is. And this
Mhm.
sounds like, I mean, can you imagine being on uh being on the Apple Vision Pro with 100-foot screen and playing your Xbox games and all that?
Yep. Playing Call of
They like
Duty.
they like Sony, you not even on our level no more. Like,
Yep.
PlayStation 6, what is that?
Yeah.
Mm.
That's what everybody's saying right now. Like Sony won this console war. They crushed Xbox. But Xbox wasn't even playing the console war. They're playing the Game Pass war.
They're the
They're trying to
long
get
the long con.
Yeah, they're the only thing that's stopping them. They have a Game Pass app for the Nintendo Switch, and
Mhm.
Nintendo won't let it go onto the Switch. And it's Xbox Cloud Gaming. Some all the games are played through the cloud. So
Huh.
you don't have to have the
Mm.
processing power. I just need enough power to have the Switch, read the input, send
Mhm.
it to the cloud fast enough, and get a signal to send it right back down and move the stuff on my screen like a TV.
And
You know?
Nintendo can't have that because then everybody moves away from their ecosystem.
Yeah, nobody's buying Nintendo games on the Switch no more,
See,
Yeah.
see, I
especially
do.
when you're paying.
Yeah,
Mhm.
all of these announcements all at once is definitely they're trying to set up the Vision Pro,
Yeah.
right? They're definitely trying to set up the Vision Pro to this because that was the promise of what was Google's Stadia, right?
Stadia.
Was that you would never need a console. So
Yep.
the Xbox, the Xbox, the PS5, all that stuff is it's gonna go away, and everything's gonna be cloud gaming, and yeah. So you can play your Xbox Game Pass on that virtual 100-foot screen,
Yep.
right, in your Vision Pro.
Yep.
All right.
So
Well,
As long
the
as you
problem-
have a proper neck brace to hold
Yeah,
that freaking meat helmet up. Yeah. 'Cause, yo, it's gonna be a lot of folks
2
with the
pounds.
slump back in the
2 pounds.
Yeah, that
2
joint,
pounds.
man, is killing folks, man.
2 pounds. They know that's a problem. I don't know why they front loaded it all in the front anyway.
No.
They should have knew in the back of the strap they should have put the brain center in the back and just warm up the back of people's heads
as a counterweight,
as a
I don't
counterweight.
even think counterweight is going to help that. It's just going to be because like if you talk to doctors, like one of the bigger injuries that is happening, like people are getting tennis elbow from holding their phones.
Phones.
Yeah, and they're getting wrist damage, all kinds of stuff, especially the bigger
Neck
ones. Because there's
damage.
people that sit there and hold it, and then the neck damage from looking down. So
Mm-hmm.
you think that's bad? Imagine what that's going to do to your spine, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's going to be some interesting stuff. Like, because from some of the reviews that I've seen, most people, I think even Marquise Brownlee said, he was like, "Yo, I think I could do maybe like an hour and a half,
Yeah.
at most." And then you got to try and figure, something out because you gonna get one of them net breaks things, man.
you're gonna see all different
it's too
types of
much.
workouts at the gym coming out here.
You are. And it's not
Yeah.
made to move around in, right? That 2 pounds is heavy. So it's not made like the Quest. And I may work for the Quest company,
Mhm.
but it's not made. Quest is less half the weight of that thing.
Yeah, but there's also like temporary problems too, because as the technology and the chips and everything gets smaller and smaller and smaller, the inevitability is that it's going
So
to be
is
something
this
really small.
so even though they're calling it the Vision Pro,
Pro, it's the pro level.
at the price that it's at though, it seems like okay, all the people who are going to be in the know, celebrities, people that are well entrenched in the tech universe who need to have one, if nothing else, just to review it or see, what the hype is about. All of those people will have one.
Yep.
But is this the initial version where they can test out and get all the kinks out?
Mm-hmm.
Only the people who really want one or can afford one will get one. And then once they work all the bugs out, they'll release the new version, and now it's priced affordably. So now it's consumer ready. So now the masses
SE
can get
version.
it.
Yes.
Because then it'll be the same thing as like, just like I remember a few years ago when, I'm saying, like the best smartphones were a few $100s. Now you want a top of the line cell phone, Samsung is $1,800. The 15 Pro Max is, 12, $1,500. So
Mm-hmm.
people pay that or, make the payments over time or whatever to have it. So they still have the hotness. And that's what it's gonna be. You're gonna buy you a small car and when these
That's what Apple's
these
approach is.
headsets.
Yeah, that's why they're financing them.
Yeah, Apple has a very smart approach. Like, we're gonna put everything in its mother in this, right? This is the everything headset. Because we do not know what's gonna resonate with people. We have no idea what's going to resonate. Are people going to be weirded out by seeing eyes through the goggles? Are people going to have a hard time clicking their fingers together as they're looking at words or letters to type on the keyboard? Are they going to prefer to talk? We're going to figure all this stuff out, and then we're going to have the Vision, and it's just going to be a Apple Vision. It's going to be just a standard headset, and then we're going to have the Vision Air, and it's going to be the super light version eventually. And it's like, so this is the Power Book. This is the MacBook Pro. And after we figure out what this is and whatever people really liked, we'll strip down everything that people are not using. We'll have the Vision. Then we'll strip down even a little bit more, make it lighter to have the Air version of it. And that's what everybody's
So
going to
and
buy
not only
into.
that, so and they find out by everyone who gets this first one, the Pro, this is
It's a
a
developer kit.
super focus group. You know what I'm saying? So you see
a biased.
So not only
super focus group. It's biased.
Biased.
Yes.
There's a lot of developers.
But I mean, if you're in the Apple ecosphere, I mean, you're already drinking the Kool-Aid. So it's,
I am a Kool-Aid drinker.
I'm a Kool-Aid drinker too. Yeah. Easily. It just makes total sense.
Yeah.
I turn on Apple TV and I turn on my phone.
Because
boom, they talk to each other.
I'm not. However, I just both of my two oldest children just sacrificed themselves for for the Hunger
blue
Games.
Bubble,
So
the blue bubble.
Yeah.
The blue bubble.
So my two oldest are now part of the ecosystem, and they immediately drank the Kool-Aid. Like they joined the cult immediately, and I was like, right home.
Why would you have another phone? People are like, well, I can do this and this in my Samsung phone. I'm like, but do you do that? They're like, no. And I was like, okay. Yeah. I like the fact.
We're so far ahead of y'all. Get out of here.
All it takes, is for two devices to connect.
Everything.
All it takes. Also, because that's the beauty of it. Like, even if you have just the phone and you have just the watch in the phone, that's enough to get you fully invested because it speaks so freely.
Yeah.
Don't have the watch, the phone, and the laptop. Oh, you're all in. You got the watch, the laptop, and iPad, and Apple TV, and the virus. I mean, the visor. It's done. You're right.
The easy thing about Apple is I can bring my phone close to my computer and it just talks.
It just works. Yeah,
it just works.
Yeah.
I bring my headphones over. I put it to my computer. It turns on. If I pick up my phone, it switches over to my phone.
That's how they get you.
Y'all should hear yourselves right now.
No, but I can admit it though.
It's the ease.
That's the thing. It's because that's the thing. Everything speaks
Drink
to
that
each other
Kool-Aid,
so
baby.
well. It's like you can't let it go. It's like I'm here. It's like I'm invested in the tech.
The best thing that ever happened was Google saying we're going throwing away the Pixel phones and we're going to partner with Samsung. and work with Samsung. Now we gotta get this shit working across Samsung.
Right now, the best phone that you could possibly have, the best phone is out.
Absolutely.
Is the Samsung Ultra, the S24 Ultra.
And it's the hardest to work with because I got to fight big.
I'm sure it's a beautiful thing unto itself. But even if this isn't as good as that, this talks to everything else in my ecosystem seamlessly. So that phone may be good and it may be better than this, but it doesn't work well with others on the same level.
This is how good it is.
It talks to my AirPods and it talks to my watch the same.
But you have to connect it. You have to connect it. You have to go in the Bluetooth menu and link it. I don't have to go in the Bluetooth menu.
None of that. It just works.
Put it in my ear and it just works.
And I go.
I
walk in my car, it connects. I walk in my living room, it connects. I
can have my headphones in and be at my computer at my desk. Get up and go pick up my phone in the living room, and it connects.
Yeah, I'll go from my living room, connect to my Mac, connect to my iPod, all that.
But you
never have to go to Bluetooth settings. Never have to do it. Never have to do it.
So how do you stop someone else from connecting to your phone?
Because when you open up the case for the first time, it says, "Hey, I know you have things here, and you have your login. I just connect to everything for you. I know all your stuff. I know your fingerprint." And I connect to all your fingerprint stuff.
So if you go and buy,
It's that
so
bad,
if you go,
it really is.
That bad.
It's terrible. It's horrible.
If you go and buy,
it is.
If you go buy AirPods right now, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
so if you didn't own a pair of AirPods and you go and buy a pair right now, how do you connect them to your phone?
All you have to do is connect it to one device, and Apple and all the devices know.
They all know.
No, I'm saying brand new. You go and buy a brand new pair. You're taking them out of the package.
Open it up. Open up and put it in my ear. That's it.
That doesn't make sense.
It does
all
make
sense.
All you have to do is
pair it once.
Pair it once. No. So when you open it up by your phone, the AirPods will pop up on your phone like a little menu, and it says "Connect me," and you literally hit the button, and it connects across all your whole entire network.
So like my oldest son and my daughter have an iPhone. So when one of them brings the AirPods in the room, it connects to both their phones.
No, it connects to the identity of the person it connected to initially.
Yeah.
So
how do you have the case? No, that's what I'm saying. Initially, you just bought these AirPods. You're taking them out of the package. How does it know which phone to connect to?
You have to pair it once. Once you pair it to your device and everything else that's paired, it shares the information. So that's why you only have to do it once.
Your son holds his phone.
Y'all do know that that's the same way that my AirPods and my watch work too, right? I don't have to connect it every time. Like
no, but I'm saying once you connect it to your phone, it works for your Apple TV, it works for your computer, it works for your iPad. But you still have
to connect it.
Like, no, you don't. Once you do it that one time on the phone,
that one time is connecting it.
That's it. Yes, it is. But I don't have to go into a menu to connect it.
No.
I can literally just open it. I have my phone in my hand. I can have my phone in my pocket and open up the AirPods in the store, and it connects to my phone.
But it's not just that. It's with passwords. It's with the sharing of media. It's a whole lot of stuff that goes into the ecosystem. It's not just the hardware.
Yeah.
So and that's the thing. It's like once you get used to it, it becomes a difficult thing to leave because it's so easy to use. I fully agree with you, Rakai, that it is a problem.
Because y'all believe that other people don't do the exact same thing that you just described.
Listen,
everybody I know that does.
I use PC and Mac, and there is a difference. I know PC people don't want to believe it. I know they don't. I use my PC more than I use my Mac, as a matter of fact, and there is a distinct huge difference.
I'm not saying that. And one of the biggest problems about Android is that people think that all Androids are made the same, and they're not.
That's why
Samsung and even Google are not on the same tier as anything else out there.
Yeah.
Samsung and iPhone are almost neck and neck. Google's a little bit below them.
But
everything else is off the cliff.
Samsung doesn't have where their phones, when you connect the headphones to the phones and say you put the phone in the living room and you open your computer, it's automatically connected to your computer. And it rings to your computer. And if I was watching the movie on my phone, I can literally put my phone down, the movie will pause, and I go on my computer, picks up exactly where it's at. I don't have to do anything. It's the seamlessness of everything. I don't have to do anything. I'm lazy as fuck.
I don't have to worry about nothing being corrupted, no corrupted data,
I don't have
no
to worry about
viruses,
reconnecting.
no none of that.
I don't have to worry about reconnecting anything.
I surf naked head through this bad boy.
Yeah, right.
But I'm just saying, but that's just
all I hear is Wally. That's all I hear.
You're right, though. You're right.
You are
right.
right.
It is a problem.
You are
It is a
right.
problem. It is a problem.
You're all right. Once it joins into your network, you're like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, I don't know. I think for this whole little segment that we just did, I think Samsung and Apple should distribute some checks because y'all are definitely just did the NIL deal for Apple. I'll tell you that.
And the difference is because, like you said, Android has to fit on so many different devices on top of so many other platforms. So it doesn't. You have to do some manual connection to all your stuff.
I don't know. I am Apple stands and listen. I did like the iPad. I liked the iPod once upon a time. My kids are head over heels for they new iPhones. They got iPhone 14s, and they are absolutely in love. But I'm a Samsung dude, so you know. And I will say, you know, all the other Android garbage that's out there, there's a lot of it. There is a lot of it, you know. I just think of, you know what I'm saying, Android is kind of like Chevy, you know. Not all of them are Cadillacs and Corvettes. There's a whole lot of Buicks and Pontiacs out there, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Like, there's some crap out there, so, you know.
We agree.
Yeah.
You know, we know. It's speaking of things, Microsoft, since they're a competitor to Apple, they just laid off 1,900 people in Activision, Blizzard, and Xbox employees, which we knew it was coming. We all knew it was coming. We knew that once this billion-dollar merger occurred, that there's going to be a lot of duplication, and they're going to shore up the lines.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they let a lot of people go at Blizzard and Activision, and particularly with all the lawsuits going on there that do with sexual misconduct in particular and harassment. So 1,900 employees are let go.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I lost a lot of friends in the industry that lost their jobs this week.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. That's tough.
The cut was roughly 8% of the 22,000 employees in total.
Good Lord.
And that even included, or I guess, but his is a voluntary decision to leave the company, Blizzard's president, Mike Ibarra.
Mike Ibarra, yep.
Yeah, he had spent more than 20 years at Microsoft, and after he saw the acquisition through, he's like, all right, I'm out.
Yep. And that's on stacked of a lot of layoffs that are occurring this year. Riot's made layoffs, eBay's made layoffs. I think PayPal's going through layoffs.
People still use eBay?
Amazon's making layoffs. A lot of places are making layoffs.
Yeah, Riot just cut like just recently cut like 500 more jobs, right?
500 more jobs, yep. Yep. So I hope those people land on their feet or start really good companies to beat the company they left.
Yeah.
You know. There's a lot of senior talents out in the marketplace now. You know, because they cut from everywhere, right? And what's so crazy is all these companies are touting record profits right now.
That's the part that's frustrating.
Well, it's because I read today that that the inflation is not due to what we thought it was. The inflation is actually due
to record profits.
Yeah, due to record profits from these corporations. That's crazy.
That's what most inflation is. Most inflation occurs because of corporations. People don't know that. Corporations have a lot more money, so everybody that's selling stuff to corporations, what do? Raise their prices.
Yeah, I just went to Burger King and got a value meal, mind you, and that joint was $10 for a value meal. $10.
I can see that. I can see that. There's no value in it.
crazy.
I heard that
And
McDonald's
actually,
value meals are
where's
like
the value
$15.
at?
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's
nuts.
They're not
Where's
value
the
meals,
value?
but
It's
combos,
not in your
aren't
wallet.
they?
It's definitely not in nutrition. It's definitely like when you get through eating, you're still hungry. and you probably have to go right to the bathroom to
Yeah,
get that
and you're eating just
trash
garbage.
out your
You're
body.
paying all that just for garbage, garbage calories. But that's a whole other conversation. But yeah,
Was that Impossible Burger good?
yeah, it was. I mean, you know, it was a clutch moment.
It's a clutch moment. I get it. I get it.
At a
I get
moment of weakness, man.
The Impossible Whopper, it tastes like a Whopper. You're like, yeah, it kind of tastes like a Whopper. I'm down with this.
Y'all do know why though, right?
Why?
Y'all know why, right?
Why?
Because the Impossible Whopper is cooked on the same grill with the regular Whoppers and the same
Regular
grease.
Whopper.
No, it
Yeah.
is. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's cooked. It's cooked in the same place. It's like they're not doing you any justice. They cook it on the same grill and the same grease as the regular Whoppers. Like, we'll put them on this side and put the other Whoppers on this side.
No. You know.
Yo, can we change gears for like a hot second?
Absolutely.
I just want to talk about. I saw something that was really dope, and it's in our lineup of our rundown of news, and I for one am a fan of Dev Patel. He's a hit and miss kind of dude. He not all of his stuff is heaters, and let's be real. But there's a combo between him and Jordan Peele, and I heard about it. I had heard about it like a while ago regarding something about a monkey, and I was actually talking to Rakai about it not too long ago. I was like, oh no, man, that sounds like it's gonna be like some kind of social thing, you know, some social commentary of black folks or something. Yeah, something weird or whatever it was. And then I saw the trailer this morning, and it was called Monkey Man. Have you seen this trailer?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Like, first off, I didn't know Dev Patel had it in him to do action sequences on that level. Secondly, I didn't know Jordan Peele had it in him to put the team together to make to make an action sequence like that together. He's a producer, just so you know. He didn't. And Dev Patel directed this.
Yeah, Dev Patel. That's what I saw. I said by Dev Patel. I said he directed this.
He directed
I
it.
was like, bravo.
Right.
Dev.
And he also helped. He also co-wrote the story. He said he co-wrote it from an original idea. He co-wrote it. He directed it. He's the lead star of it. Did you know that he has a black belt in Taekwondo? No, he actually has a black belt in Taekwondo.
I did not know that.
Has competed internationally for years.
I did not know that. But you know what though?
that.
Based on seeing the way he moved, I can believe that. Because it looks legit. Like, wow. Woo.
He's trying to stack his shingle. He's like, Jet Li, Jason Statham, Scott Adkins, Michael Jai White, Dev Patel.
But listen, there's something about because he is of Indian descent, right? Yeah, I don't want to just assume.
Yeah.
But there's like a cultural thing when it comes to their stars. Like, very rarely do you see an Indian star that just does one thing. Like, in order to be noticed there, you got to be able to act, you got to be able to sing, you got to be able to dance, you got to be able to do stunts. Like, you can't just show up and be like, I'm just good at this one thing, you know?
No.
So,
no.
and I'm not saying that he cut his teeth there, but it seems to be maybe like it's a cultural thing. It's like, no, you have to be multi-talented in order to be amazing at this craft, and he's showing.
You got to think about how hard it is to pop in America. How hard it is for you to get your name out there and get noticed, get recognized, get acknowledged in America. And we have 300 million people. They have over 1 billion people, so it's 3 times as hard. Like, you got to be something.
You got to be dope. Yeah, man. And that's why, like, if you see that talent over there, like if you watch Indian cinema, they come with it.
They do.
Like, they really do come with it. Like, there's some things that culturally you may disconnect with, but when it comes to like a talent level, they ain't no slouches.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed that for years though, because if you think about too, some of the women that they have from there that have crossed over and become stars, or at least somewhat recognized names, the Bollywood, whatever. I mean, we have beautiful women in America. Every place in the world has, well,
Yeah, for the most
Yeah,
part.
But
yeah,
every
place.
place has.
Yeah, yeah.
You
They're
just gotta
pretty to
catch him at
somebody.
certain times.
Yeah. Ooh, the lights got shined just right.
Yeah.
They're pretty to somebody, but every place has beautiful women. But a
Mhm.
lot of their women that pop over there, and you'll be like, "Oh, this is the latest star from Bollywood. Yeah, she was in the Miss Universe contest in 2019." You're like, it's like all of them are damn near beauty pageant queens and stuff. Like
Mhm.
they don't do a whole lot of when they got women that stack up. They have women that are beauty queens. But and it's funny though, because then the men who come off like that's like the dad bod capital over there. You have
Yeah.
dad bods and you know what I'm saying, crazy mustaches, but then you'll do a sick dance number and an action scene. And be
Singing.
like, yeah.
Yeah. I forgot this. It's the dad bod guy, the heavier set guy. He's older.
Yeah. Oh,
They
I
take
forgot
all
his
his
name too.
scenes. They take all
Yeah.
his scenes. They put it to rap music, and he's popping every time. Every time he crushes it. But I'm really excited for Dev Patel in this. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, you needed this. This is all you, man. This.
You think this will start his turn as an action star? Like you think he'll be taken seriously as the Indian John Wick after this? Like
Man, it may happen. They said this movie's very John Wickian. So
Yes, it
I
feels
mean,
that way.
if I can imagine Indian director, him sitting down looking at all the John Wick movies, like, how much Indian money we got here? Let's shoot this. That overhead scene in John Wick 4. Let's do
One of the
let's,
greatest. It was the greatest shot of 2023. It was
yeah,
the best shot of
it
2023.
is.
Yeah,
And it's based on a video game.
yeah.
It's based
why.
on a video game. So I can imagine him saying, let's do that, but let's drop it in with a Matrix bullet time moment at the same time. And I can see them actually pulling that off. They would be the ones that
now,
pull it off.
now you know when we had the argument and we were talking about how do you make a movie in this particular climate and not be derivative? How do you not pull from other stuff that you've seen previously, like Rebel Moon? Dev Patel said, you know, he co-wrote this with some other people from an original idea, but I must admit, because I do watch some Indian movies, good old Netflix comes through and a lot of international stuff for me. I watched an Indian movie. I want to say it was Indian, but it might have been somewhere in the East Pacific, Philippines or Thai or something. But I want to say it was Indian. A movie called White Tiger, and it rang to. I was like, I've already seen this movie. I mean, it kind of hits a lot of the same beats, and I was just like, I wonder. And now, once I watched the trailer all the way through, it did show to be, you know, somewhat different movie. But if you've ever seen White Tiger, good movie. It did handle some of the same, I guess, beats a little bit.
Well, there's another interesting thing that's about Dev Patel, and I wonder if he is embraced by the Indian community on the same level, because even though he is of Indian descent, he doesn't necessarily, from what my understanding, doesn't seem to work a lot directly with Indian creators. Like another thing with that shot him into superstardom was Slumdog Billionaire, ended up getting like the Oscar nod, but it was produced, directed by non-Indian people, so it wasn't really necessarily an Indian cinema film. And I feel kind of like that with this, because it's American based. We're dealing with Jordan Peele, who's doing this. So I'm just curious, and I'm asking the question. I'm like, for those that are fans of Indian cinema, does Dev Patel count? Like, is he too far removed from the culture for this to count as Indian cinema, or is he just an Indian actor playing in an American cinema film?
He's not an Indian actor. He's from Britain.
Okay, well, see, that explains a lot, right there. That's why I was asking. I was like, I don't want to assume. I don't want to assume.
Indian descent. No, both his parents are from India.
Right.
But he's from Britain.
Okay. So he's born and raised, because he does seem like he has that Oxford type background
Swagger
or whatever. And he didn't plus to your point, Santel, did he come up through Bollywood? Because that's the people.
No. Yeah. He's classic.
See, and that's the thing. So you know what I'm saying? It's, even though he's of Indian descent, I mean, that's like all of us say we're of African American descent, and then African people that no.
You're not us. Look at your nose and look at mine.
Don't fool with
broad.
Yeah.
Yes. Tiny.
No,
no. I'm just saying. That's just saying because I just want to be careful with how we say because diehard Indian cinema fans will be like, nah.
Yeah,
he
he's
ain't
not
that.
Idris Elba does.
Yeah,
He's not Idris. He didn't do no Stringer Bell shit for us.
Right. So I am curious. I just happy to see dope shit. That's all I care about. I just want to see dope shit, and that looks like dope shit, regardless of where it comes from. Entertain me with dopeness.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So I'm excited for Dev, and I wonder. I'm really excited about this movie. I really want to see it. I'm like, okay, this is it. He has that younger Keanu Reeves feel to him in this movie, and I saw the talk. I was like, okay, he's a rough kid from the streets trying to figure it out. Blah blah blah. And the villain looks dope. That dude came out flossing like, yo, none of y'all can touch me right now.
Yeah.
Not only Dev Patel needed this.
He did.
Because Dev Patel still needs redemption to me for not from the Green Knight, from that other movie that he made that shall not be named.
We shall not name
luckily
that one.
there's a Netflix show about that series coming out next month, but
what are y'all talking about?
Exactly. It never happened.
Yeah, there's let's just say Netflix is going to try and reestablish our good graces with that project very soon. I don't even want to name it.
That one. That one. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, I forgot he was even in that.
Yes, he was. Yes,
y'all know I saw that movie opening weekend.
I did too.
I almost lost my woman on that movie.
Who was he? Wasn't he Zuko?
So angry at me.
Yes.
He was Zuko. He was Zuko.
Stop it. Stop it right now.
Stop.
I haven't seen The Green Knight, but I heard The Green Knight's good from that guy.
It's very heady. It's very heady.
I heard it's good.
Yeah, it's like you watch it. It's a conversation starter. It's like one of those things you watch with friends and you go out for drinks and then you try to break it down. It is not for a regular cinema goer that just wants to see something, flashing lights and stuff. If you're that, you're not going to enjoy it. It's very heady.
Yeah, I heard it was super artistic, and then when you got done with it, you'd be like, "Was that on PCP?" Like I don't.
I want to see it. I want to see it
exactly. It's not bad. It's just, it's very different. It's very, very, very different.
I'm excited.
But you know what? He made that movie Lion that people lost their minds. I still haven't seen it yet, but I hear it's one of his best projects.
I haven't seen it. So, he also worked on Chappie.
That's right. I forgot about Chappie.
Chappie too.
So does that count as an action movie? Chappie?
Kind of, sort of.
Really?
Not his part.
He did Poison too with Wes Anderson and Cumberbatch. It's the Roald Dahl shorts. That they did on Netflix.
Yeah.
He did Poison. He did good. He was a doctor in that, I think, if I'm correct. He was a doctor.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. I mean, when it comes to acting, you know what I'm saying? Dev Patel has some serious, drama acting chops. So that's probably why we've never seen this action side of him, even though he definitely has the resume to be able to pull that off. So
and he did Aaron Sorkin in the Newsroom, too. Rodney put in the chat too.
Newsroom still holds. That's a very, very good show. But I wanna kind of pivot just a little bit on that and just talk about Jordan Peele and him being like a modern day producer who sees the bigger picture.
Yes.
It's just he's definitely. I mean, he went from a sketch comedy actor to being a horror director to being social commentary to now he's producing projects that are international, and now he's working also with the dude that did Metal Gear. What's his name?
Kojima.
Yeah, he's working with Kojima. Like, his trajectory is a lot of fun to watch. I'm wishing him the best, but I just like the way that he's moving. He's like, I'm talking to these different types of creators to kind of put this art down. I'm gonna produce it and make it happen. I just think it's just dope. So I don't want to give Dev Patel all the credit. Jordan Peele is doing some interesting stuff. He's making some interesting moves.
Well, I think the thing that's cool about Jordan Peele is, he wasn't just an actor on the show. I mean, the show was called Key and Peele, so I mean, he was a producer, sometimes director. He was a writer and an actor on the show. So he wore multiple hats on the show. And I think if you look at, okay, so there's two guys on the show. So you got Key and you got Peel. Key has went more, I guess, the kind of traditional route, what we expect from a comedic actor or whatever, who's taken a lot of parts, and he's taken some good parts and some things with a little bit of meat and stuff, but still small parts, commercials, things like that. He's led a couple shows,
Schmigadoon
even
was
in
funny.
Schmigadoon.
Schmigadoon was funny.
Schmigadoon is
Yeah.
my show. Schmigadoon.
Yeah, so he's done some stuff, but then if you look at the direction that Peel is taking, Peel is taking the direction like at this point now anything is possible, and I just whatever I want to open my world up to. Like this is he didn't take the traditional path, I guess. Just go out and find another role. And even though he's done some things like what was that movie that they did together with the cat that was funny as hell?
Oh yeah, it was the last project that they did together. Yeah. Something. The cat's name was Keanu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was called Keanu. I think it was called Keanu.
They also did an animation on Netflix together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did an animation on Netflix together. I forgot the name of it.
Keanu was funny.
Keanu was low key funny, man. It bombed. It was a super box office flop, if I remember.
But it had young Tiffany Haddish in it.
Window and Wild.
Okay.
Window and Wild. It's an animation on Netflix.
I remember that show, but I didn't watch it. Yeah.
She mean little black girl.
I just like seeing that, man. I think artistry has gotten to the point where nobody's getting put in the box anymore.
Yeah.
People could just be like, this is just the thing I'm gonna do because I like it, and I want to see more of that.
Well, I think some people stretch and do that stuff, and I think that's an excellent segue into one of the next stories that we had about people don't want to get put into the box. Like the story with Pharrell.
Go ahead, speak on that.
So Pharrell is making a Lego movie inspired by his life, which is crazy because when you think about it, so Universal Pictures acquired Lego in 2020, and the logical assumption was that they were going to probably reboot the Lego movie or Lego Batman because those were huge hits. But for whatever reason, Pharrell has been working on this for years because, like after he took off with what he did and he provided all the music and inspiration behind Despicable Me 2, and that song Happy took off and had a whole different life all to itself.
Yes.
He said he wants to, basically do a biopic, but because he's been much like our esteemed host Chuck here, a Lego builder for a long time, he wanted to see, just a weird little project of his. He wanted to see his life told through Legos, and not even like the CG Legos like Lil Buddy did for the teenager did for Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
No, he like almost stop motion or maybe CGI. I don't know, but his life story is going to be told in Legos, and I think it's called what is it called? I don't know.
What an interesting medium to pick, right? Because
it's called Piece by Piece too.
Piece by piece. I couldn't get it. Piece by piece. That's actually a nice title for real.
Yeah, October 11th. It's coming out
this year.
That's
crazy.
There's I like this, and you said something that I think that kind of sticks home, and that is just being able to not be pigeonholed, right, and to find your own lane. There was another project that came out today. Oh my gosh, it's not Vince Staples. Oh shoot, who was it? It's called Agrio. Golly, I can't think of the name of it. The name of the artist. It uses like oh shoot, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me put it in the chat. Sorry.
We say it's called Agrio.
Yeah, AGGRIO, Agrio Drift. I think that's what it's called, and I forgot the name of the artist.
I wonder what that means because I know the meaning of brio.
Yeah, Agrio. Shoot. Well, it's you know what's it uses that like the heat vision thing that they did in the Predator, right? And I forgot the artist, the guy that did that does
Harmony
the Jordans
Korine
the
and
background.
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott, that's it.
Oh yeah.
That's it. So he's doing an entire like project where the entire project is done in like infrared. You know,
That's
so it's just
nuts.
it's kind of like Pharrell is using Legos as his medium to tell a story. Travis Scott is using like strictly infrared. It looks like this gangster movie kind of. I don't even know what it's really about, but it had like you know Twitter a bit of buzz. Like what exactly is going on with this?
Yeah, because the trailer dropped today, right?
Right. Yeah.
Aggro drift.
Yeah. Now I don't know if I can watch an entire film, you know, in Predator vision. that seems like a kind of a tall ask, but I appreciate you know the artistry of it. You know, it's like, okay, I'm gonna just do this thing.
So it looks like primarily the cast is just two people for real. Travis Scott, and Jordy Mola, which that's an interesting choice.
Have you seen it, Chuck? Are you pulling it up?
I'm looking at it right now on my screen.
Yeah, it's
Jordy Mola is an assassin. He's a melancholic assassin named Bo, and he prepares to vanquish a demonic crime lord in Florida.
That's very interesting.
Rodney, I put it in the chat so that you can see it.
That's crazy.
That is interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, but you know, it's like finding a different medium. Like I said, I don't know if I could watch 90 minutes of that. That I could probably maybe
if it's a short, it's
30
okay.
minutes of
it's
it.
13 minutes, boom, perfect short.
But you know the medium,
Korine.
like some people use Legos like Pharrell, another artist, and now you know we have Travis Scott.
The runtime of this is 80 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a real movie.
It's a for real movie. Yeah,
it's a real movie. All film in infrared photography.
Yeah. See, I don't.
No, I don't need to see something fully infrared, but I'm gonna go watch it though, because I'm weird. And I like weird stuff. You know.
Yeah. But I'm gonna have to.
Can't hear you, Centel. Nope, we lost you.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. My bad. I was gonna say, Chuck, I know you gonna watch it. If I know anything, I know you gonna watch this.
I'm gonna watch it. I mean, I watched Midsummer quiet on silent twice back to back, so I can watch anything.
I guess
tell everybody watch that movie. Got A24. I want to create a company like A24 and Annapurna, and just go hog wild on all the wild stuff we can make. Like go to every.
Now that sounds fun.
Go to every film festival. Like that's the type of weird shit that we need out here. Let me market the shit out of this for you.
It's like why did you want to pursue our movie? Because that's that weird shit we need. We need that.
We need that. I like weird things. That's it right there.
Step one. That's the easy part. That's the simple part.
And have step two, have the billionaire father give you $2 billion.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
Chuck, are you using your iPhone? Because I just saw you do
it. That is my computer. My computer does that because I'm on the Mac. Yeah. See, Rakai? You can't do that on Samsung.
Look at Rakai's face. He's like, man, get that bullshit about it.
No, the fact that you like. I mean, that's the fact. That's like saying, iPhone is better because our message bubbles are different color. Like,
no. We're gonna talk. Okay. We're gonna get into that. No, because you can name our chat.
Defunct got something to say. Defunct, boy, you better come out here and speak on behalf of your Android kin.
Let's not.
We can name our chats, and when we drop something in our chat, we can actually see the image of whatever it is. Every time I put something in our chat together, I'm like, yeah, I don't know what that is. I gotta click on it now, and I can't watch it in the chat. It gotta click out of the chat.
Yo, okay. So listen. I saw Rakai do a segue. I'm gonna steal a segue.
Steal a segue. Do it.
Because we were talking about weird stuff.
Okay, let's go weird.
Yo,
I'm with it.
Have you ever had some worm mussy? I'm just saying.
I knew you were gonna go there. I know you were gonna worm mussy.
I
like
ever
a
had
good worm mussy. Put your hand in the worm mussy. You go put your hand in the worm mussy. There's gonna be jelly in that worm mussy, boy.
That's all I'm saying, man. Listen,
Yo, I
no,
am
don't get
getting
lost
one
in
the
the
day it
worm
comes
mussy.
out. I went to my AMC pass to see is it gonna
Listen,
be playing at the AMC? Cause yo, it's gonna be the
Somebody's going
highest
into the
sell
emergency
thing.
room
listen. When
with a jacked up D. That's all
I
I'm
didn't know
saying.
where this story was going. I mean, I read this story, but the way you started, I was like, "Are we talking about corn?"
We're not talking about corn, but it could be corn in the worm mussy. Popcorn.
That's correct. You know what? And you know that somebody's gonna be in the
That's what I'm
movie
saying.
theater in that wormacy.
Let's just wait.
Yep.
Just wait.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
all nice and hot and buttered.
Yep. Yep. Somebody, so the first video I saw of it this morning, the guy was like, somebody in design's getting fired. Somebody in design's getting fired. And after they fired that one person, they gotta fire everybody that approved it.
Everybody
They saw
got to
they
get
saw it printed out and was like, "Oh, we good with this." They knew exactly what they were doing.
All I can say to our
Yep.
all I can say to our viewers is don't be the person that comes home, tells your partners that you got some at the movie theater. They'll be like, "Oh, for real? Who'd you take with you?"
You know what's gonna
Nobody. I
happen? I
just have
I can
my popcorn
I'm
tin
gonna
with me.
I'm gonna see it. There's gonna be a 16-year-old to a grown man. It's gonna take the top off, put it in their lap, and say, "Baby, you want some popcorn?"
That part.
Yeah, the
That
diehards
part.
are gonna use the
Then
Let me hear
voice.
about y'all sons doing this. Let me hear about
Listen,
one of y'all sons doing
and they don't
this.
even know. They don't even know that that's a classic movie
That's
reference
a
from like
classic
Porky's in
movie.
the '80s.
Yeah, like, hey, girl, you want some popcorn?
Look at
Yeah,
this.
They
Wow.
doing
straight
they
Porky's.
You
live
right.
they living
Somebody
straight
getting
Pee Wee
fired.
Herman. Pee Wee Herman life.
Mm.
About to lose your
Oh
job
Lord.
today.
That's all right. All
Oh,
right. Look at
all
that
right.
movie poster too.
I'm not stealing no more segues, man. I couldn't.
That was a
I couldn't
that was
resist
an
that one.
excellent segue because I had no idea where you were going. I was
We're
like,
going weird.
"What the hell?"
That is full weird. Let's go.
That
Let's
is
go a little
weird
bit
though.
back off the weird.
Okay.
Adult Swims is saying, "Hey, we're gonna actually do an MMA. We're not gonna license it. We're actually gonna put it together for y'all.
Yeah.
Ninja Kamui.
Ooh,
Boy,
boy,
Did y'all see?
boy.
And it's
bruh,
Sung Ho Park. People don't
Mm.
understand. Sung Ho Park is my dude.
bruh.
I'm so excited about Sung
Look
Ho doing
good.
this. I'm so
And
excited.
for those of
Look
y'all that
good.
don't know, Sung Hoo Park is one of the directors or the director of Jujutsu Kaisen.
That
So
part.
I
Yes.
mean, you already
Yes.
know where
Yeah.
we going with this.
Yes.
Do yourself a favor. Click
So
it.
after
Just look.
so after Dev Patel and the Indian John Wick, we have this Ninja Kamui with John Wick with ninjas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And it's beautiful.
that's all the explanation you need.
Yep.
You ain't gotta say no more. Yeah.
Hey, listen, when people click that link and actually watch this trailer, you're gonna get 2 minutes of goodness. You're gonna be like, "Yep, sign me up. I'm
Sign
ready."
me up for it. I'm so
Was
happy
it like
about
February 10th it starts?
that. Yep.
Yeah. I was gonna say like a couple of weeks. So
Yep. For those that don't know, Ninja Kamui is the first original production from ENA Productions, the anime studio Park founded in 2021 during the production of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1 and Jujutsu Kaisen 0. He's like, I'm tired of getting overworked by other people. I'm gonna work myself to death.
Yep.
The series features original character designs by Takashi Okazaki, the artist and writer behind Afro Samurai.
mm.
You don't understand. This is like Man Globe coming back to life. So y'all understand. I'm gonna nerd out on this animation.
Go ahead.
People, Sung Hoo Park
Okay.
worked
Mhm.
with one of my favorite directors on and she was groomed by one of my favorite directors too. Sayo Yamamoto is one of my favorite anime directors. She worked on Samurai Champloo. She
Mhm.
did Hachin Michiko and Hachin, and she did Yuri on Ice. And he works with her on Yuri on Ice. He's the key animator for Yuri on Ice. And if you
Mm.
ever seen ice skating animation, the first 3 episodes, you're like, wow. Even the opening sequence, he did the open sequence by himself. The open sequence of that anime, and it looks amazing. Animation looks it's like it's like Ghibli level animation
Mm.
on a budget. And I'm like, how you pull this off? This is
Hmm.
amazing. You make 2D drawings move in 3D. It's Disney like. And so I'm really excited that he's able to work on this. And people don't understand he's cut his teeth on a lot of different projects. He's actually been on Boondocks, the fighting sequences,
Mm.
Yeah.
when he was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
working as a bland animator.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
So Sungwoo's is dope. And I'm so
I'm here for
excited
it.
that we're seeing his studio after he left Jujutsu Kaisen. It was like, yeah, I gave y'all a great season 1 and a good movie. I'm gonna do my own thing.
Good.
I'm
Good.
gonna take
Which
I
some of
like
a
these.
that.
lot of people, a lot of people at Mappa are like that. You know what I'm saying? Heading
Yeah.
out to.
Is Mappa in trouble? Because I'm hearing rumbling. I'm
They
hearing
they
rumbling.
people want to go there. They're Disney. They're Disney at this point.
Okay.
It's like we can lose all the animators, but all animators come through us. Everybody that you love comes through us. We are the battleground for that.
Mm.
Mm.
You know, you can survive us, you can go anywhere. They don't go on that level. That's how Disney behaves.
Let me ask y'all a question. It's still it's a little bit off the reservation, just a
Mhm.
little bit. But since we're talking about animation, how do you feel about the Oscar snubbing Spider-Man?
Oh man, don't get me started.
I felt some kind of way about that,
I
man. Like
did
it
too.
only got one nod, and that was for animation. It's probably not going to win that. It's probably because Boy and the Heron's probably going to take it, which is
Yeah,
disappointing too. No disrespect to Studio Ghibli, no disrespect, but I just personally feel that Spider-Man was the best animated project of 2023. But
say it again for the people in the back. They
yeah,
ain't
I
hearing
think it
that.
was the best project in 2023, bar none.
Bar none, the
Yeah,
best.
yeah. Period.
Period.
I don't care what you put
Across
against it.
all mediums.
Yeah, all medium.
Mm.
All mediums.
Yeah,
And
People are
for
like,
it to
I agree.
well, it's only half a movie. And the other half hasn't been. He said hard disagree. See, I told you. The fuck came in the chat. Hard disagree. He came in all caps. He's yelling. Hard disagree. Because it's only half a movie. It
Yeah.
didn't finish. But I think it's my favorite project. It's definitely
Yeah,
my
same
favorite
here.
project.
I mean,
I think it's the best project. I think it made me go on an emotional roller coaster. And after almost 2.5 hours of this, I wanted more.
Yep.
They could have gave
That
me
part.
another hour and a half, and I'd been like, I'm good.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it's also good to the point where it makes you wonder, like, why doesn't the Academy have an award for voice artists? I don't understand. Like, there's two big
Don't
gaps in
they?
the Academy. They don't have an award for voice artists, and they don't have an award for stunts.
They don't have
And
voice artists for stunts. They don't
mm-mm,
do them off camera.
not that I know of. If there is,
Oh,
please correct me. But those are two gaping holes, gaping holes. And as public attention is shifting more towards animation than it has been previously, it's time to start recognizing. I think only three animated movies have ever been nominated for Best Picture. I like Beauty and the Beast. I think Up, and I think it's like one more or whatever it is. And for Spider-Man to get snubbed for Best Picture was just a travesty, absolute just travesty. I would love for Defunct to come in here and argue us down with that. It would be a lot of fun. But I just felt some kind of way about that because it should have been in at least
Yeah.
2 to 3 different categories.
Stunts probably going to the technical awards. The Funk put that in. It may.
Okay.
I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna look that up because that's disappointing.
In
'Cause
this
that's
day
not
and
all the
age
movie
where,
man.
and especially in this day and age when we're talking about like, AR and video games and animated projects, for voice actors to not, be recognized, especially now, it's time. That's all I'm saying. It's just time.
It is. It
Mm.
is.
Mm.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because I
I'm
know
off
the
my
Emmys
soapbox.
do have stuff for technology and stuff. They
Mm.
acknowledge some of this stuff as secondary awards. It's never an award show, but this
Yeah.
is stuff they need to put on the award show. Like, I honestly, I think Best Picture should. I think Spider-Man should have got a Best Picture nod.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's
Yeah.
only been 3 that have gotten, nominated. So
Toy Story
it's
was another one, right?
Yeah.
yeah, it was Beauty and the Beast
Okay.
back in '91, then
Mhm.
Up, and Toy
Up.
Story 3.
That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Toy Story 3 deserved it that year because that was a dope ass movie for that year.
It was a dope movie.
Yeah.
It
it was super dope for that year. But yeah.
So is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
It didn't
It's
even
such a
get
good
score.
movie. Even
How
that
does it
one
not get
scene with him
nominated
and
for
his
score?
mom.
Like, you didn't even get nominated for score. It's one of the best scores of the whole year.
Even when him and his mom
crazy.
were talking on the balcony, he says, "Mom, I can hear you from a mile away. I can hear you being quiet from a mile away, or hear you being quiet behind me, Mom." And that whole conversation, they put it in the trailer 1,000 times, but that conversation or the school conversation, like he's making a B in Spanish. That conversation, that
Mm-hmm.
whole scene is worth it because we saw what was going on outside and how he was not paying attention, what's going and talking to his counselor, and like it was man, that movie was perfect,
It was good.
perfect. Well, hopefully the third movie's better and it gets
If they can get
nominated.
it going.
Because I understand the funk when he's singing. Hey, it's only half a movie. Because I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles should have got a nod. Those boys acted like little boys. It's the first time we've seen the
Did
Turtles as
not get a nod,
teenagers.
did it?
It did not get a nod.
Disrespect. Oh,
Yeah.
that's disrespectful.
Yep.
That's
Reznor and Ross didn't get a nod. There's a lot of things that didn't get nods. Like people are mad about Margaret Robbie. I'm like, whatever. I heard her acting. I haven't seen the Barbie movie yet. I'm gonna watch it this weekend.
Greta
But I heard her
deserves a nod,
acting's on
though.
par with like Birds of Prey or something. And I was like, really? I heard it's on par. And Birds of Prey, she's not acting really great in it. The last movie I seen her act great in is the movie she did with Will Smith.
Greta not getting the nod is disrespectful though, because it was the second highest grossing movie of the year.
Greta should have got a nod.
Greta should have got a nod.
That's a disrespect.
Yeah, that was
but here's the thing though. Does highest grossing really mean best director?
No, but it does mean people came out of the woodwork to pay attention to your project on a global level, and to pretend like that doesn't matter is a little blind to me. It is like just because artistic people feel that they're too highbrow to recognize something, the masses showed up with money as their indicator that I support this, and they did it multiple times. So I do think it carries a weight. Like for instance, like I do believe like personally, I think Poor Things is probably one of the greatest projects outside of Spider-Man of the season, but it was only a few people saw it, and people are highbrow enough to or have access to it, get a chance to see it. So for everybody else that is not in that category, that can see these niche, small little projects, you have to rely on the big screen and the things that come to big time cinema. And the best way that you can represent yourself to say like this is valid and I like this is you spending your money, especially in today's day and age when a movie ticket's $10. And for it to only be, it's the second highest grossing during a time when Hollywood is rebuilding itself. Yeah, I think that there should be some kind of recognition for it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I think that especially with Barbie is one of those type of passion projects or whatever that a lot of people want to see. I mean, it's the same way, like in no way, shape, or form was it actually a good movie, but we came out in droves to see Transformers, and it's a Michael Bay movie, and he made a boatload of money. By no way should have got an Oscar nom. Should not have been considered even a good director by any stretch of the means, but because we have wanted to see that particular project for so long.
But there's a difference.
We've been since an '85 movie.
But there's a difference between what Barbie did to cinema compared to what Transformers did. Like Barbie helped shape a culture of cinema viewers. The whole Barbenheimer thing is in half due to Barbie. Oppenheimer was this amazing thing, but Barbie also, the combined element of that conglomerate of viewing came here. People showed up. People dressed up to come see this project. People didn't dress up to go see Transformers.
I want to say this,
Barbie was definitely the Caucasian Black
Wakanda.
I get it.
No, it's definitely like like some people call it a white woman's Black Panther. White woman's Wakanda. But regardless of how I feel about it and how hilarious that is, it is true. Like people showed up and went out of their way and formed a culture around this movie.
I want to say this though. After 2009, a lot of movies got nominated in this category that shouldn't have been there. I'm going to say one, Avatar. James Cameron Avatar should not have been in that category.
The first Avatar
The
movie?
first Avatar. It got in that category because you got to think it's best picture because it sold so well. The Blind Side, in Precious. What else came out of that during that time that I think is Inglorious Bastards? I wouldn't put it in the best film category. I enjoyed it. I want to put it in the best film category. You know, Inception, True Grit, The Social Network.
Well, I mean,
They all got nominated for best film.
Well, I mean,
Hugo got
pretty much
nominated.
the whole argument that we've had is like award shows
Yeah.
are very biased, right? Especially
They are
culturally biased.
biased.
They're sexist. You know, it's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into a lot of these award stuff. But then there's like blatant obvious misses. And there are people that are really upset that Barbie didn't get it. Like, listen, I think Barbie is a good film. It didn't move. I didn't connect on the same level as, you know, some of the women that watched it, just like some people may not have connected on the same level as when I saw Black Panther for obvious reasons. You know, it's a cultural or disconnect as to of how things speak to people or whatever it is. But I'll be damned if I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see what I saw. I didn't see droves of women pull up in limos all dressed in pink, you know, to come see. I'm not blind. Like I see that it's moving people in some kind of way.
Yeah.
So I just can't pretend like I didn't see what I saw.
Let's talk about one. La La Land got nominated for Best Picture.
You know, it's that cultural thing.
They could have thrown Barbie in there.
Did La La Land win, or is that the year of the fake win?
Moonlight won.
That was
Moonlight won.
Yeah, that was the year of the Steve Harvey incident on the Oscars, right?
Yeah.
They said La La Land, and then they said nope, it was actually Moonlight. Yeah.
I mean, Black Panther got nominated for Best Picture.
It deserved it that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it deserved to get nominated. I'm not saying it deserved to win, but it definitely deserved to be nominated.
Yeah, that's when they try to black up the awards. Black Klansman was in there, you know.
But you know, it also we put way too much weight on these award shows and their importance.
Well,
they really
they hurt actors' pockets and people in the industry's pockets.
Well,
right?
not only that though. Here's the thing though, it's because it's so subjective. There's no real clear criteria for what gets besides, you know, when it comes out and things like that. What's the criteria for a movie to even get nominated for Best Picture? Like, you know, a lot of these ones that get nominated and win, you know, have been seen by a whopping audience of 103 people. Like,
like Poor Things. Like, that's the thing. It's like it is a good movie, but I can probably ask 100 people if they saw Poor Things, and maybe 2 of them will be like, "Yeah, I saw that."
They'll be like, "I did see a Poor Thing, poor little Tink."
Avatar: The Way of Water got nominated. It got nominated for Best Picture.
I think Avatar deserved to get nominated. The first one. I do because of the technology that was involved, right? Like it reinvented the way we tell stories.
Yeah, but that also means that it should have gotten nominated in that category for nominated, because I will say you're right. The first Avatar movie was the first movie where I put on them little goggles in 3D, and listen, you couldn't tell me I wasn't in Pandora. I was reaching out, touching the grass, and everything. I was like, oh. Now this is real.
Yeah.
No more red lens, green lens, or whatever. It's over with.
Yeah.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong. I think there's a lot of categories, like her being up for Best Director and her telling not a cliche story too.
Yeah, because that was the problem with Avatar. You know, but James Cameron puffed daddy that thing.
He did, cliched it all the way out. And on top of that, she got Ryan Gosling nominated for Best Male Actor. And Ryan Gosling is a horrible actor. Nobody's saying Ryan Gosling is over here being Leonardo or Denzel or Robert Pattinson.
Not only that, he got nominated for Best Actor, and the song he sang got nominated for Best Song?
Yep.
He's performing that song at the Oscars. He's performing that song at the Oscars.
And the whole idea of Barbie is how to survive in the patriarchy and thrive. And yet,
I think this
only Ken and
I think her not getting acknowledged as Best Director, I think that's part of white men saying we over this Me Too shit.
I do believe there's some politics.
I
I
think there's a
think
lot of
there's always
politics
politics in award shows.
because I'm
Always.
pretty sure they campaigned the hell out of this movie.
Yeah.
It was Barbie Hammer, and Barbie was the first part of that word.
Let me just acknowledge Defunk, who said it probably helps that Emma's a producer, so there can't be an argument that is exploitative. He's talking about in return.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
That's in regards to Poor Things. I'm curious, Defunk, did you like Poor Things? Let me know in the.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's good. It's really good. Yeah. But it's very artsy, and your average public is not going to be feeling that probably more than likely.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. I think this woman should have been. They should have nominated her for best director.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying she should have won, but she should at least been nominated. Yeah,
she got nominated for it. Yeah, I'm looking at the movies there. The Zone of Interest.
Oh gosh, listen, I got almost destroyed because I said Zone of Interest is mid. Like
everybody I've talked to said it was mid.
People was like looking at me like they was about to put knives and like start saying like how could you say that? And I'm like, listen, we talk about politics. Zone of Interest is a decent movie. Is it worthy of an Oscar? Hell no. No. But because of the nature of what it's talking about, you can't say anything bad about Zone of Interest because it deals with the Holocaust.
Yeah.
It is with the Holocaust, and you start start going into that. People start. It can't be bad. No, stuff can be mid just because it's talking about that.
When you dislike the movie, now all of a sudden you're anti-Semitic.
Bro, like, yeah, man. I mean, people was coming for me. I was like, it's not award worthy. Mm-hmm. It's good, but it's not award worthy. Mm-hmm.
I heard Anatomy of Fall's not that good. I think they just want to throw a foreign film in.
It's a good screenplay. It's a very good screenplay. Anatomy of a Fall. The execution is kind of done well, but is it award worthy? Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not. I don't think it's award.
Not best picture worthy.
Nah, not best picture worthy. That's what I'm saying. Like these are good films. Mm-hmm. Anatomy of Fall is a good film. Zone of Interest is a good film, but it's just not. I don't think it's Oscar. Like Oscar. Like you talking about top prize? Top prize? You think that's top prize? Word?
Defunk said in the chat that he surprised the girl from Priscilla didn't get the nom. He said that her acting was pitch perfect and said that it was really one of the best out there. So.
Oh, I completely disagree with you, Defunk. That was one of the most boring movies I watched all summer. Priscilla. But that's why I wish you was here so you could defend yourself. I don't want to talk. I don't want to disagree with you and you can't defend yourself.
I heard Holdovers is mid. Like, I think it was Travis is like, I don't believe I wasted my time like this.
It's it's period pieces, man. You know, they're kind of funny. They're kind of weird.
Maestro is mid.
Maestro is mid, yes.
Yeah.
Maestro is very mid.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. Different strokes for different folks.
Spielberg is attached to that, so. You know, they're gonna his campaign team is like the same campaign team that gets presidents in office.
Yeah. I mean, he had Spielberg as a producer, so you're already getting in the door if you're Spielberg's your producer.
Yep. Yeah. People understand that to get nominated for these award shows is not on merit and quality of the movie itself. There is a lot of campaigning. There's a lot of
campaigning.
You campaign the hell out of these movies. So that's the biggest thing about it. And I'm surprised that Mattel or then help this woman out to get nominated. They should have helped her.
Yo, we are having ourselves a good show. Yo, it's like we've been going in. I'm not saying we didn't stop. I'm just saying it's like I looked at the clock and I was like, oh my god, look how much time has passed.
Yeah,
we're having ourselves a fun time.
Good show. This is a good discussion. But yeah, we for everybody nominated, you deserve your nomination. However you got there, campaigning, quality, whatever it took to get there. Hope the best winners. I'm mad because they pushed out America. America did get nominated. They made it seem like Barbie got slighted on everything, got snubbed on everything, and they do have somebody nominated for best supporting role.
Right. So America Ferrera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I knew as soon as she gave that speech, I was like, yeah, she running for a statue.
Yeah.
And and it moves people the way it needs to be moved. That's why you go to the theater to be moved. Not everybody is going to be moved by the same thing that you moved by.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm tripping that Ryan Gosling got a nod. I'm like, Ryan got a nod for Best Actor? That's no way. There's no way.
Yo,
Ryan can't even act as Ryan.
It's tough.
You know?
Were either of you kind of like looking at something in the Oscars that kind of rubbed you the wrong way? I'm not sure.
No, I mean, because honestly, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to the Oscars anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
You know, some people get nominated or supposed to be. Some people, it's always every year. No one is absolutely happy. There's performances and stuff that
Facts.
people miss out on. People say that they're snubs. I don't know if they're snubs or not. You know what I'm saying? And just because you feel somebody's project is, Oscar worthy, we all have such varying opinions. It's just like the three of us. There could be something I'm like, oh, that movie was great. And you'd be like, what? Was we watching the same movie? That was mid. Or somebody be like, that was trash. And, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I know Spider-Man.
Let me ask y'all this question
should
then.
be in there for Best Picture.
I do agree that should have been in there.
What should have been in there?
Spider-Man
Across
Oh
the
yeah,
Spider-Verse.
it's a travesty, absolute travesty. So let me ask y'all in the chat as well, and Rod, if you want to pitch into this as well, is the award system archaic? And if it is, what can be done?
It is archaic because the people behind it are archaic. People understand that they're still 70 and 80 years old that have the most muscle in these academies. They bring on
mean
young
like our
talent to be
government?
the face. Yeah, basically. They bring on young talent to be the face of this stuff. But when you look at the skilled laborers that can vote, the people that have hands, like the grips, the people that are in control, they're in their 60s and 70s and they have their way about things. Like a lot of them probably saw Spider-Verse and was like, I got a headache at the end of this.
You know what? That's interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
X.
Can't hear you, Rodney. They can't hear you online.
Oh yeah, the chat is saying they can't see. They can't hear you, Rodney.
Can't hear you, Rodney.
Oh, I hated to break up you. You was on a roll too, man. I hated to break that up.
He was killing it.
I wanted to make sure they can hear you.
Yeah.
It should be there. The funk, can you hear Rodney now? Can you hear Rodney now, the funk? See if he hears.
Rodney, say something.
Okay. Not yet. Okay. Yeah. I agree with what Rodney was saying. It is archaic. It is out of touch, and that's why they bring in big blockbuster films and put them in certain categories to lure people back in. I think award shows do this. They skew very young or they skew very old.
Okay.
There's not an award show for Gen X any longer. We're not the young kids anymore. We're the parents. and they either skew to the grandparents, which is like the Oscars, the Golden Globes. They skew to the grandparents, our parents. And then you have MTV awards and stuff, and they skew to the kids. BET awards, they skew to
I don't even know if the MTV awards skew to the kids anymore though.
I don't know. They have Sexy Red perform, and they have her dancing, and they have Taylor Swift. They have everybody young kids like on there. Not the real young kids. I'm talking about kids that have a little spending capital in their pocket, like 18 to 25.
Okay.
Those are technically our kids because we have friends with kids 18 to 25 because we could have
Yeah, we
had
do.
kids. So those are, we just, some of us started later, a lot later, like 10, 15 years after that. Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, y'all's kids are the next generation of kids. Y'all's kids
Yeah,
in their kids category almost.
yeah,
Generations are
because
small.
Hopefully, yeah,
Mhm.
hopefully they can hear me now. I think I might have fixed it.
Y'all
But
hear Rodney
if you
now?
can, if you can't or cannot, let
well,
me
you know,
Y'all
it's a
know.
hear
little bit
Rodney
of a
now?
delay. So,
But
Yeah.
so
yeah, I think I think Defunct, we were talking about last week too, right? And Centel, you weren't here, but we were
Mm-hmm.
talking about kind of one of the things we said was like the death of monoculture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
hmm
and it's just like more and more things, just like not as many eyeballs are on it. I mean, even the NFL is running into it where they don't have as many people watching it. So and you got these award shows where like every year less and less people watch it. So they're trying to be, they're trying to be more mainstream, but it's still not working. And then a lot of these things, yeah, you're right. Like, uh, how many of these movies have any of us seen? And we consume media like crazy. The four of us here, or five of us
Yes, we
with the
do.
fuck, right? Like, how many of us have seen any of these? Like I say Avatar, but
Yeah.
I haven't even seen Oppenheimer yet or Barbie. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot
me
of people.
neither.
And so it's really interesting, but I do think it kind of goes back to what we were talking about last week with like the whole Michael Jackson discussion of like it's just the death of monoculture. There's just too many segments of like and then bringing it up
Yeah.
again. My nephews and nieces they they watch YouTube and TikTok and they ain't watching TV, and it's like, yeah, they have
Mm-hmm.
movie nights and stuff, but like a lot of times they're watching older stuff, not necessarily new stuff. And
New stuff.
so it's
Well,
not like, yeah,
that's
that's
what I
kind
was
of
gonna
it's
say,
like,
Rodney. Like you're absolutely right. And I was just thinking about, that the Oscars used to be one of those awards that it was very highbrow, and that was the goal. You were shooting for
Aspirational.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But at the same point that Centel made earlier, you get a lot of these foreign films and limited release films and films that are very highbrow that no one has seen, and it came out yesterday and the nominations are this morning. Like, how the hell that
Mm-hmm.
103 people saw this at one theater in, you know what I'm saying, in Bakersfield, California? How the fuck did it get, I mean, how the hell did it
Yeah.
get
Saw it at
nominated?
Sundance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how the
Mm-hmm.
hell did it? Yeah, that too. But the thing
Mm-hmm.
is, why should a younger audience or even an audience our age pull out of watching whatever it is that we're watching, or TikTok or YouTube or doing, to watch this award show where they give a bunch of awards to people we've never heard of, to movies we've never seen, about things that we really just don't care about?
Yep. And they lose credibility by doing this. They lose credibility. We don't look at you all as the authorities of anything anymore. I can go to
That's a
Rotten
big part of it.
Tomatoes.
Say that again. Say that
We don't
part
look at you as
again.
the authority anymore. I can go to Rotten Tomatoes and get a better understanding on why I should see any film in the world.
And
And
to your point too,
mhm.
if you win the Oscar and you're some little small film and you win the Oscar, that does not encourage us to like, oh, I need to see this movie now because it won the
Mhm.
Oscar. You still like, I don't give it.
I don't care about
Like you
that.
said, Rotten Tomatoes said this movie's mid as shit. Like,
Like people like to credit Parasite, right?
Yeah.
Parasite had a great Rotten Tomato score, great viewer score, and people just never heard of it. When they got pictured in the Oscars, like, what is this? Let me go to Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Let me go read articles. Let me go type this into Google. People don't even know they don't know
but
what Rotten Tomatoes
yeah.
is. They just
But
click
in
on the
that
first
case,
link.
you actually brought up a case where the power of the Oscars is still actually relevant,
Okay.
right?
you're
Yeah,
right.
is that like
Yeah,
people were like, oh, okay, what is this about? Let me go check this out, right? And then
Let me
it was
Google.
because the
deserving.
buzz,
Yeah,
yeah, because the buzz of the Oscars, I don't know if it already won, but the buzz of Parasite generated by the Oscars made me go watch Parasite, and I was like, "Damn, this is a great movie."
Let me just address Defunct real quick. He said Rotten Tomatoes is a garbage rating system that has zero nuance. It feeds into the modern discourse of best ever or worst ever with nothing in between. Thank you, Defunct,
Yeah.
for the question. I
Yeah.
do want to counter that a little bit, man, and that is, and to kind of add on to what Chuck was saying regarding Rotten Tomatoes, and that is that people do see that as like a measure of validity. It's like, well, if Rotten Tomatoes was kind of saying that, and I think the thing that makes Rotten Tomatoes kind of brilliant is that you have the two scores. You have one from critics that are very highbrow and very stush in their way, and then you have just like your average Joe who kind of votes.
The
And you can
audience. Yep.
see, there's often a lot of times a lot of conflict. You know, the critic score will be like 65%. And next, the audience score is like, a whopping 89% or 94% or whatever it is.
We just saw that with Echo when we were talking
Yep.
about Echo. The critic score was actually higher than the audience score for Echo.
Right.
Yeah.
So it
We
does
see-
give
we-
like a
we-
cool kind of dichotomy,
Yeah.
right? It's like not everybody's thinking in the same space. Go ahead.
I got one crazier than that. We see it with the Fast and the Furious movies. Critics
yeah.
to slam the hell out of those movies,
Yeah.
and the audience is like, "I saw fucking cars and girls in bikinis, and that's all I needed."
So let me hold that thought, and then I just want to challenge Rakai for a hot second. So Rakai had said that based off of just ticket sales, is that a good indicator of if something is going to be kind of like be good or bad? So with that being said, we're talking about the difference between the Rotten Tomato scores of something like Fast and Furious, which would never in a million years be nominated for an Oscar. But does that still limit how legitimate of a fun, enjoyable film that it is? Okay, how do you feel?
No, I mean, no, it doesn't limit it. And so I understand Defunct's point about Rotten Tomatoes,
Okay.
but I like checking Rotten Tomatoes because, for one, I never take the critics' score very seriously. Like the critics, they'll send somebody who only does period pieces to watch the new Black Panther movie, somebody who hates comic book movies. That shit makes no sense,
Okay.
And audience, I do take a little bit more seriously, but I'm gonna like what I'm gonna like, and I'm gonna take my own opinion. So even if it's got a super terrible Rotten Tomato score, the only difference for me will not be in watching the movie; it'll be how I watch it. Will I watch it in theaters, or will I wait till it comes to streaming and watch it at home? That'll be the only difference to me. So that's the only difference in the scores. So like Barbie, it was one of the movies of last year. That doesn't mean anything to me because the movie don't mean anything to me. And the only thing that would have made me go see that movie is my daughter say, I want to go see that movie. Dad, can you take me? That is it. It's on streaming now, and I haven't watched it yet just because it still doesn't mean anything to
word
me.
of mouth is still the biggest factor, I think.
It is. That's what I was gonna say.
Defunct
I said social media means a lot more. That one
word of mouth.
Instagram that you're scrolling through, and Instagram's like, "Yo, you gotta go see Barbie."
Well,
And
like
you-
I'll
and you
give
be
you a recent
nah.
example.
Uh-huh.
I heard all kinds of good stuff about Godzilla -1
Yes.
on social media from people I
Yes.
don't know on social media, but actually people I know on social media that's seen it, and it's turned out everybody that's seen it just absolutely loved it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was like a perfect example of it, right? Where it was just like word of mouth was really up there, and it's really driven really great success for it, and people were realizing like, hey, this is really good stuff, right? And
Yep.
so yeah, and then the other thing too, that's sorry to jump in, Rikai, but like
No, don't.
the other thing
Good.
too, like one of the things I always hear about like HBO, right? They had this philosophy where they said, look, they had like 3 categories that they always shot for with everything they produced. They're like, okay, they want to at least hit 2 or 3, I think. And it was like, and I forget the third, but one was like critical success. Like critics loved it, all that stuff. The other was great numbers, everybody's watching it. And then I think it was like one, and then forget the other one, but like they're basically saying like whatever they produce, as long as it hits one of those things, it's a critical darling or it's a popular thing, then cool, we're good with it. So a lot of these like A24, all this stuff, they're literally making these movies just to be Oscar bait. They don't even care if it's popular. They don't even care if it's popular. They're literally just like, this is Oscar bait. We're just in it for the Oscars, right? Because somehow, in some way, in their world, in their world, that still holds cachets, be it through investors or gathering more talent to work with them as a company. But like, yeah, I think like, so I think a lot of them just, if they get both, where they get critical and also audience love it, cool, great. But like a lot of these are just, no, we're just doing this because we know we just want to go for that Oscar. You know.
But it's to your point is like, you know, a lot of especially because Chuck talked about earlier how Oscars are won because of campaigns. People have to campaign for those. Um,
Mhm.
so it's a little bit more than a popularity contest, but at the same time, they put that Oscar bait in there. You put a particular actor or actress delivering this speech or this powerful line or this powerful dialogue between a couple of characters, whatever. You put that in there on purpose to do Oscar bait, and then you include it as part of your reel in your campaign to get people to vote on it because of this one amazing scene. That might be the only good scene in that whole damn movie. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It might be. It just I think so Defunk in the chat was talking about he goes by second week fall off. And to
Which
me,
is an interesting measure. That's an
Yeah.
interesting
yeah,
measure.
I don't use that either because I know that just here recently, a couple movies that I thought were actually good-ish. Um, I thought the Marvels was much better than what the box office and what the ratings said for it. I thought the Marvels was a much better movie than that.
Yeah.
Not saying it was great by any means, not it doesn't need Oscar or nothing like that, but I thought it was a much better movie than what the critics, what the audience said, and especially, you know, the fall off for the box office. Blue Beetle's another one.
I
Blue
liked
Beetle
Blue Beetle, man. I
yeah,
did like Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle suffered from the reviews and things like that, and it was a much better. It was one of the better DC movies, and that's saying a lot. Even though the bar was extremely low for a DC
Extremely
movie,
low.
extremely low.
I was like,
But
Blue,
I
for
I
came
didn't
out,
me,
understand the
I
Blue
came out of Blue
Beetle
Beetle
hate.
like
I
it was
I didn't
okay,
get it.
but
but
for
it was better
me
than
to
I
watch a
said. It's better.
movie,
Mhm.
the same thing with Parasite. It's not the Oscars. It's not the buzz. It's when I talk to guys like you. If you
Mhm.
guys said that you've seen something and tell me it's worth my time,
Mm,
it's worth it
Mhm.
to watch because I trust your opinion.
feel
And
that.
even though I know that our sensibilities about movies may differ, if you said it's good, then I may check it out.
Yeah.
Is it worth my
Facts.
time? Is it worth my money? That's all it is. I take the opinions of
Mhm.
people that I trust and I think have somewhat similar tastes. If
I
Chuck
feel
tells me the next Fast and Furious movie is incredible, I know it's incredible trash. I'm gonna go
I
watch it
know,
though.
and
and
we
I
gonna
tell you,
go watch
it's a
it.
trash
And we gonna
movie,
go
but it's
watch it.
gonna
It's
be
just
fun.
I
Like
was
it's
just
fun.
I was just about to say I can't trust Chuck's his Rex because he's too much into that Fast and Furious.
It's so
He's
good. It's so
drinking too
bad.
much of that apple
It's
Kool-Aid.
It is so
He's I don't
Rodney.
know,
It is
man.
a
I will
car
admit
wreck.
Yeah.
It is
I
literally a
will admit
car
that
wreck, and you're like,
fa-
"Wow, I can't turn away from
You
this."
gotta take it
Where
with a
they
grain of
going?
salt. You gotta take it with a grain
No,
of salt.
no, no. You don't
Fast
have
and
to take
Furious
me
is
with a grain of
almost
salt.
it's almost like Fast and Furious is almost like live action Wile E. Coyote and a Roadrunner.
Yes.
yeah.
It
It
is
is little
it is
kids playing on the back of the sofa, watching their dad watch a western with their toy cars, running them off. Like
yeah.
you're doing General Lee shit from Dukes of Hazard with your little toy cars. It is
Oh my
that
gosh.
they put
Yeah, man.
It
Rocket League in
it
the
it
movie.
it is fuel soaked adrenaline chaos, like just ignorant chaos, and it's fun
Wildness.
as hell.
And we
It's
It is
need
fun.
that, but we need
We do need
people,
those movies.
because the thing I think a lot of times people forget, like you go to the movies to escape. A lot of times it's a form of escapism. So just have fun, and that is a perfect type of movie for that. You're just going to eat popcorn and laugh with your boys,
Laugh at
or
your
your
boys,
girl, or
yep.
whatever it is, and just have a
It's
and
like
have
watching
a good ass
Yoda
time.
flip around in the first prequel movie when he walks up with his limp,
No.
and Duke was like, "You want some of this?" And he throws back his cape and pulls out his little lightsaber and starts flipping around the room. We have never seen Yoda fight with a lightsaber, but when we saw that, we all laughed and was like, "That's how I want to see Yoda fucking fight."
Yo,
Yeah.
that fight was badass.
Badass.
Yeah, badass. Yeah.
Yeah.
None of us
So,
expected
I mean,
it.
all the prequels were like they got all the lightsaber fights down.
Yeah,
That's I
yeah,
mean, if anything, you could say they had some of the greatest lightsaber fights in
they
there.
did in the
I still
film.
love Darth Maul and Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. Like
One of the most
just
wasted cinematic villains.
I know they wasted him. They could have kept him alive a
Wasted
little
him.
longer. Kept him
5
but
alive.
just
minutes of
that
film.
fight, that was amazing.
Yep. But we got him in Rebels, so it was great.
We got him in Rebels. He was redeemed. We got him in Rebels.
Yeah.
We got him in
Rebels.
Clone Wars.
Defunct
Got
didn't
him-
agree with
I
us on the
just saw that. Yeah, I just saw that.
Defunct didn't
It was
agree with us on the
spectacle,
Yoda.
man. It's just spectacle. It's just spectacle.
Oh, no, it
Absolutely
was
not.
great.
It was great. I was in
It was great.
Japan. In Japan, theaters are really quiet, and you can bring alcohol into Japan theaters. So me and my boy Albert Holmes, he went to Morehouse with us. We were drinking, and we got to that fight scene. I think we fell out our seats laughing. Like, are we seeing this right now? The theater's completely quiet. Hundreds of seats, all of them filled up, and we're the only people in there busting up laughing. We're
Oh, man.
having a field day with this.
Yo, my theater lost its mind during that scene. Like
We lost
you
all our-
couldn't even hear what the next scene was going to be. People
We
were
were
still
like,
was going
"What?"
so crazy over that scene. Yeah. That's nuts.
So a lot of people, we do go to social media, right? We're the nerds. For everybody in the chat, we are the nerds. We go to Metacritic. A lot of people don't know what Metacritic is.
Mhm.
People are like, what's the Metacritic? I was like, what's the Metacritic score? They're like, what the fuck is Metacritic?
I've been going to
Rotten
Metacritic for
Tomatoes.
years for their ratings of video games.
Video games, yep. Metacritic got so powerful that it would actually impact some designers' salaries on how well the game is.
Wow.
And yeah, that became a thing. That was a heavy discussion. And then
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes, my brother doesn't know what Rotten Tomatoes is. I'm like, what's Rotten Tomatoes score? He's like, what's Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah.
But my
For real?
brother is typical American. He's just
Yeah.
I know sports. I watch ESPN.
Oh Lord.
That's what I do. And I say ESPN don't show sports anymore. They talk about sport. 80% of ESPN's shows are talking about sports. Don't even show them
Yep.
as much.
Yep. And show clips, highlights.
Clips. They show clips.
They show the same highlights.
Yep. But we are the nerds though, so we are a little bit more savvy. Like I look at IGN scores. I look at giant bomb scores and Game Informer. I look at these scores, but I'm in the industry though, and we're in film and television. So we look at all of that stuff. And I'm thinking your average American in the middle, they talk to their friend. Robert talks to Buddy, and Buddy gives him the answer because Buddy goes sees every movie. Because Buddy trying to get him some snatch from the neighborhood girls. And so he takes them to the movies with him, especially for that warm mussy.
And we've come full circle, ladies and gentlemen. That right there is where you should close this shit out with some warm mussy. I can't with y'all.
And
man.
if y'all in the chat, you don't know what we're talking about, worm mussy, watch the whole and go back and watch the whole entire show.
Go
Worm
back
mussy is
and
the
watch
thing.
Worm Mussy.
It's going to help a lot of people out during the
yo, I can't
during
with
movies.
y'all, bro. I can't.
Dune 2.
The-
It ain't going to be dry in
look.
that desert no more. We're going to have the
Look,
worm mussy pop up.
Look, Defunct took it even a step further. He said you did what in that full circle? This definitely was not a circle jerk. Don't do that. No.
Oh man.
No.
With that being said,
Warm Mussy.
Rakai, tell the people where they can find you at, Rakai. And
On all social media at DiamondMind, DiamondMynd. I am the Nuke from the Ville, and you can find me because it's all about this right here.
okay. And Centel, we're gonna do something special. We don't have you on here often. Tell people where they can find you and what you're doing right now as one of the founding members of GeekBeast to go off and do your own thing.
Hey, man. I got a chance to GeekBeast was like that proud father watching their son on the tricycle trying to get their balance, and that's why I got so much love for you guys because you guys kind of like pushed me off to help start my own channel called Sintel. You can go to youtube.com/@Sintel and you'll see some reactions. I get the guys on there. I get Chuck on there. I get Rakai on there. I get Johnny Randolph on there. It's just tons of fun. I got an international channel called Cinemosaic. Right now we're focusing primarily on South Korean content, but please head on
Who you got on? Who you got on Cinema Mosaic?
Cinemosaic. You remember Summer Punch from way back in the day? Summer's on there from time to time.
Another Geekish Network.
Another Geekish Network. We try to keep it in the family. You know, Wu-Tang is up in this bad boy. That's what we are. We are Wu-Tang up in here. But we always come back home. Always. I got so much love for the Geekish Network. So, and Rakai will tell you, Chuck will tell you, I go out of my way to try and shout and scream it out. And I'm like, yo, go here first, so you know where it all started. Thank you all so much for giving me the opportunity to be a part of your channel. And what else am I doing? Oh, I'm still reading this bad boy, Shogun. Yo, I don't know if y'all gonna do
We are going to do it. We are doing it.
I'm trying to get ahead, yo. I'm about 300 pages in. This joint is massive, but it's good. So I'm looking forward, and hopefully, if you do have room, I'd like to go in there and say my piece. If y'all do cover Shogun, thank y'all. Oh man, I love it.
Rodney, we gotta have you chiming in on the chat, so you get to watch the show, Rodney. Yeah. Yeah. If y'all don't know, we are the Geekish Network. We are the Black Indigenous People of Color Network for geeks. It's a home for all geeks. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies to come and join us and subscribe and come. We have GeekBeast Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Still, we're gonna go to them. We're gonna go to every day eventually. But I gotta, get the schedules together for people to come on as hosts. Hope I can get some of these gentlemen on the show today to be hosts on a day or two for the week. We also have Pod Squadron, which is our Star Wars podcast, and it's still going strong, right, Rodney? Right, Rodney? Yep. And we have Binge Worthy, which is still going strong. And Wednesday, what are we doing? We're doing Percy Miller and the Olympians from Disney Plus.
Call him Percy Miller. Did you just call him the ice cream man?
We're doing Master P.
Yeah, I did. Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson.
My man said, nah.
Oh, y'all killing me. Y'all killing me.
You sure you just drink water?
Yo, you
call
said
me
it, bro.
Master P.
My man said Master Percy right now. Master P is in the house.
Percy Miller.
I meant Percy Jackson.
Yo, I call him Percy Harvin, so it ain't just you, dog. Everybody calls him everything but that.
Percy Jackson, which sounds way blacker than Percy.
He's a no limit
Mr.
god.
Ice cream man.
No
Percy
limit
Jackson.
demigod.
That's binge worthy on this Wednesday. And we're gonna let y'all know we are bringing back a Star Trek podcast, Trek Table. It was one of the original lineup shows that went somewhere else for a while, and we're bringing it back soon, starting with Dayla. So that is coming soon, and we got some other ideas. Me and Rodney had a good conversation today. We're gonna bring some podcasts. We're gonna need some podcast hosts. So y'all have anybody you think you want to see on here? Please hit me on my socials at Charles Babb or at the Geekish Network across Instagram, X, Facebook, Twitter, OnlyFans, wherever you can find me. I'm there. And tell me,
you're just not gonna let that OnlyFans thing go. Right?
I'm not gonna let it go.
Like, nah.
Patreon.
You gonna see my worm musty.
Find us, and we're looking to bring back some of the shows. So we're looking for hosts right now. So you have anybody you want to recommend?
Yeah,
Pod
Squadron will be back soon. Bad Batch is coming back in February. So they just dropped the trailer for the third and final season. So we'll definitely be ramping back up for that. We're on a little bit of a hiatus because of the holidays, and also there's really no Star Trek,
Star Wars
right now. So yeah, Star Trek. We definitely get that Star Trek coming, and we got some other things coming and coming back and revamping things, and we're excited, man. It's we're talking about some stuff today and realize the network has been around for 3 years, man.
3 years. You're going to year 3.
Yeah. So we definitely want to, we definitely want to push it to, bigger and better things.
shore up some things, get some things sharp, and we'll be ready to go.
Push it farther.
You know, yeah. The production and the talent side, that's not an issue at all. We got that. You all have been great talent, and we have great audience, and I like the people that stay here. And hope we can build this thing up so we can have a convention one day, and we can have everybody show up for the Geekish Network convention. That'd be amazing. That
That
should
would
be
be
the
dope.
go. That's year 5, guys. We're gonna go for year 5. We're gonna try to do that in year 5.
No,
It's
that's
gonna be
dope.
we're gonna have warm mussy popcorn containers there and everything. It's geekish. It's geekish.
That is geekish.
Boy, you know what though? I'm gonna get it just because it's gonna be a fucking collector's item.
I'm gonna get it too because it's gonna be a collector's item.
It's gonna be a
We
collector's
should all
item.
get
It's gonna be
one. We
worth
should all get
something.
one and come on and do a review of that movie. It's gonna be our first official movie review.
Do an unboxing of the
The warm mussy.
some ASMR videos with the warm mussy.
Play with my warm mussy over here.
Oh man.
I think Rodney's like, that's enough. Shout out to Digital Click for helping us with our overlays and helping us with our marketing materials. And we'll see you all next week.
Did
We've
y'all see the
gone on
chat?
long enough.
Did y'all see the chat?
My uncle got me into Star Trek. Continues. Congratulations. The warm mussy was
Was
delectable.
delectable.
If you do say my soul.
Yo, get your mask.
Oh,
Yo,
Mark.
whose
Mark,
mask?
we love
is
having
this?
Mark here. I'm gonna bring Mark onto the show. Mark, hit me in my DMs on
Mark,
Instagram.
whose
I want it was
mask is
delectable
this?
if I do say so
Just
myself.
one time. Let's have a ball. Oh man. Oh, this is hilarious. This is hilarious.
The worm mussy.
Oh, this is great, you guys.
Ah,
With that being said, everybody have a good night. Have a beautiful weekend.
all right.
Peace.